Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is the review for Ambitions. Alright, y'all, so this one started off with Amara at the house cycling. Now, y'all can't tell me that when y'all see that Peloton or whatever you call it commercial where they're cycling and they show you all that stuff going on, making it seem like you're in the room with the instructor with that Swiss Beat song playing in the background where he says, "Somebody bring me back some money, please." You can't tell me that you don't kind of get hyped just a little bit, even though he's, trash at this point after what he did, you know, was a whole married man, and now he's with Alicia Keys. But anyway, that's beside the point, y'all. But anyway, that's what she was doing. She was at the house, and she was like really into it, and I was like, okay, girl, do what you do. So Titus comes in, and this is, of course, before they go to work, and they're talking, and he's trying to play off like he's just trying to play everything off like he's just, oh, hey, babe, how you doing, and all this other stuff. And so she hit him with it real quick. It was like, she cut him to the quick and was like, so where were you this morning? I went downstairs looking for you, and I didn't see you. And so he was like, oh, I went for a drive. And so she was like, where? And he was like, oh, I don't know. It was, down I-85. And y'all know about 85 if you from the South or if you've been down South, especially if you've driven. Lord, and if you live in Atlanta. I'm not looking forward to that because I'll be going down there in a little while, within the next year, visiting, possibly living. It's just a lot. Just thinking of the traffic makes me sad and angry all in the same time. But anyway, I digress. I digress. Y'all, she's not buying it. And you could tell anyway. So he had to finish and go get ready for work. And she was just like, Titus, I know you're lying to me. Out loud, but to herself. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, she know he lying. Y'all, so Greg is at the house having one-on-one time with Stephanie and, trying to get things started again. She giggling and, they about to rev things up again. And so he has this alert on his phone that lets him know when people are approaching his door. And this woman by the name of, is it Natalie? Yeah. This woman by the name of Natalie and I like to call them goons. In a group of goons, all were trotting. They were doing the most. They rolled all the way up to the door. And so I'm thinking, oh, this is his wife. Is that what this is? I didn't know what was going on. They done rolled up on the door and he then told her, oh no, you gotta go. And she looking like, what? He done threw her clothes at her, then sent her upstairs, and was like, don't stay at work, don't you even breathe. So then he comes and greets them at the door and tries to be all happy-go-lucky, and ain't none of them trying to hear it. They done went off, well, at least she did. You could tell that she's the ringleader. And come to find out they are supposedly cousins, and I'm like, okay, are y'all play cousins or are y'all real cousins? Because the way she kissed him, I was just like, What is going on here? Now, I have had situations that have happened to me personally, and I know of other people all over the world that kiss people on the lips that they're related to, but not passionate like that. It's like a, hey, how you doing? Or whatever, or something like that. But it ain't like what they did. I was like, wait a minute. And then they ended up having like the little romantic music play out of nowhere. And I'm like, okay, is this his woman or what? And of course, y'all know Stephanie is not one to do what she's told. She was peeking around the corner, trying to figure out what was going on. She wanted to know what was going on and what was said. And basically, she had the woman, Natalie, she had her goons to beat him up and, knock him around and was like, you need to get a hold of this English Rose contract. It needs to go through. You need to do what you need to do so this thing is a go. And so he was like, you ain't got to worry about all that, whatever. Y'all, I was just like, oh my gosh. So anyway, when they left, Stephanie was like, what was all that about? He was like, look, you don't need to worry yourself about all that. You know what I'm saying? These people are killers. They'll do the most. And I was just like, he was just like, you need to forget anything you saw here because these people will roll up to your house and kill you without a second thought. So I was like, Lord, y'all was doing the most. So anyway, Um, Amara is now at work and she's talking to Damien and was like, look, whatever, do what you do. I ain't got time for this. I already let my husband know that you and I are working together, so it just is what it is. So on his way out, he proceeds to move Stephanie's picture up to the top of what I want to call the food chain. You know, list of people trying to figure out, you know, what all is going on and all of that. And so he was like, she was like, really? You really think that, you know, she has something to do with that? Like, might really be somebody we really need to be focusing on? And so, you know, he made his little plight, and, you know, of course, she here for it because they're sworn enemies, even though they are allied sisters. So, you know, that'll play into her favor. Anyway, Stephanie wanted Greg to explain what that visit was about. Titus and Amara are eating lunch at Thelma's place, which, you know, of course, is the diner that Rondell works at, which was her mother's. It's named after her mama and all that stuff. They're enjoying their time together. Anytime they are together, it's like, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to do that. But at the same time, it just seems like it's either they're really trying hard to make their relationship work, or they are like really doing the most, because almost any time breakfast time, lunchtime, dinner time comes up, even if they're at work, they try to go out and meet up and eat together and all this other stuff, which I'm saying there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, Lord, every second of the day, you don't even have no time to miss one another. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I think they're just trying to do a whole lot of extra in the hopes that their relationship is really going to be able to continue to hang on by the thread that it's hanging on to. But anyway, we can tell that Rondell is official with Kent, the councilman, because he dropped by while they were eating, and, you know, they kissed. So everybody was like, wait a minute, baby, what's going on right here? And so when she went to introduce him, they were already, of course, aware of who they are because of their positions. And so she was like, of course y'all know who he is, or whatever. So, you know, Rondell went to do something real quick, and Amara wanted to know, like, you know, are you playing with her emotions because you don't like her brother like that, or what? And so he was like, I really do like her. I really do want to be with her. And so Amara left, and she ended up asking him what was all that about. He was like, oh, nothing. And she was like, no, I know shade when I see it. Like, I know when a problem is popping off when I see it. So I was just like, oh my gosh, it's too much. So anyway, Bella is at the house with her mama, and she's working on this dress. She's trying to get some stuff together so that she can present it to the textile company that her baby daddy set up for her to be working with. Supposedly has this contract, and so she's like, well, I'm gonna show them what I can do. She's supposed to be meeting up with this woman that's over the company and all that. So her mama was like, oh, okay, well, enough about that. What's going on with you and Roderick? And so she was like, Mom, I already told you that we're not together anymore. And so her mama instantly was like, okay, so what did you do? And so she was like, what? She was like, I know it's your fault. Whatever happened, I know it's your fault. That's sad when your mama know that you the problem. I'm just saying. But anyway, Stephanie is talking to her mama. Her mama dropped by because she actually came to meet up with her because they were supposed to go to some kind of brunch, birthday, dinner, or something for somebody. And Stephanie had no intentions of going to begin with. And so she was like, oh, was that today? I completely forgot. And of course, her mama saw through that. And was like, well, I mean, I'll send my regards or whatever. And so before her mama could walk out the door, she asked her, what did she know about Greg Peters? And a mama is a mama, a real mama is a real mama, and they know these things about your children. Her mama already knew she'd been sleeping with him and was like, look, we need to figure out what we need to do because some stuff is going down and it don't look like it's going to be in the favor of his company, all of his stuff that y'all had promised him. And, you know, if you're going to play with fire, you got to make sure that you are controlling the flames or something like that, she said. I was like, ma'am. But yeah, she called her out on it and told her that she knew she was sleeping with him and was like, if you're going to sleep with the enemy, I was like, ma'am, you know what all? But anyway, y'all, some man named Ignacio, who happens to be the son of the person who Bella was supposed to be meeting up with, he popped up at her house, and he is going to be the one who Bella has to talk to. So this is when Bella finds out that she does not have a contract. She has a trial basis contract, which only lasts 6 weeks. And I'm just like, what? She was like, what you mean? And she was like, I was assured that I had this contract. I don't understand. And so, you know, he was like, well, he basically was like, we don't know you like that. And we don't, from what we were told, we don't know you like that. And we put you on trial basis. And if we decide that we want to go forward with you, that's when we would discuss lengthening the contract. But yeah, as of right now, it's 6 weeks. We got to see what you go, you know, show us what you're working with. That's what you're going to have to do. Y'all, Damien is leaving work, right? He is in the parking garage, about to leave work. I don't know if he's going to lunch or leaving for the day. But I was like, watch Titus pop up, and he did. Titus popped up. Titus rolled all the way up on him. The both of them had words. And Amara came out of nowhere and ran. I was like, what in the world? She was like, Titus, what are you doing here? She ran up to him, and it was just bad. And he was like, I was just talking to him. I had to talk to him about something. I had to clear some things up with him. And see, Damien know he's slick. He know how slick he is, because when he first saw Titus, he looked around, and he's very aware of his surroundings. He knew that there was a camera there and all this other stuff. So the exchange is being filmed as they were speaking. So he's plotting and scheming something, y'all. So anyway, he ended up leaving to go where he was going to go. And Amara told, you know, was like, what is going on here? And like, Titus ain't trying to hear nothing she got to say. He done walked off. Amara standing there looking crazy, y'all. So anyway, Stephanie mama ended up going to see the mayor because she told her that she was going to handle the situation as far as making sure that that contract goes through with English Rose. All the stuff that they said that they promised their client, you know, Greg Peters, is going to happen. So she went to talk to the mayor, which of course is Stephanie's husband. And y'all, they killed me. There ain't even no fake pleasantries or nothing. It was just like, yeah, how many animals had to die for that monstrosity that you have on, or something like that, he said. Cause she had a chinchilla little fur, I don't know why I can't think of what it is, but it's just like a little one that you put on, not a shawl, but it's like a little bitty one that you throw around you or whatever. And I was like, what in the world? He didn't even give her a peck on the cheek. He gave her here's her face. This is what he did. I was like, really? He didn't even do the like French kissing thing that people do when you don't touch the face. You get close enough to where you could tell it's real. But I was just like, wow, it's that bad? Oh, okay. But anyway, was just trying to talk to him about the situation with Rondell, because Rondell has been making a lot of noise. She is close to getting all the signatures that she needs on her petition in order for eminent domain. Y'all, I was getting it wrong. I tried to be right, but I was wrong at first. Eminent domain, all that stuff about to sit in and block his proposal, all that stuff going on with Greg Peters. And so he ended up reading her and was like, yeah, no, it ain't gonna happen. The restaurant gonna stay, my sister gonna stay, you can go on about your business, basically. So anyway, y'all, Damien invited these two Spanish-speaking men, and that's what I like to call them, because I don't want to get where they're from mixed up, so I just want to say Spanish-speaking. Two Spanish-speaking men over to his hotel room, because he's in a hotel for right now. And, you know, they was trying to see what was going on. And he pulled up a chair, and I'm like, okay, what you finna do? He basically paid them to beat him down. And I was like, oh, no, you a fool. You a fool. And, like, he would sit up there and use these tactics trying to be like, oh, well, your mama should have named you Maria instead of Mario or something like that because you hit like a girl or something. He was like, if that's all the base has to offer, then I feel sorry for y'all. Or some people, I mean, he kept trying to read in order to like kind of intimidate them into hitting him harder and making it look believable. Because as you can tell, he's trying to set up Titus. I don't care nobody say it's gonna be a setup. So yeah, Rondell organized this petition party in order to try to push people into giving more signatures. So of course she had all kinds of food and had little games and stuff going on. People came in, they were there for the food, of course, because the food is amazing from what everybody loves to say. So people were there, if nothing else, for the food. So the councilman was there, and this random heifer named Desiree rolled up all the way up on him. And so Rondell was like, oh. Like, she was tired instantly. She was like, oh, I see what this is about. She went on about her business, right? The heifer rolled all the way up on him. I was just like, oh no. Her daddy was even mad. He started angrily playing spades or whatever he was playing. Like, everybody was tired in their spirit. So anyway, Bella is mad, and she ended up calling the mayor over to her house. So since she's mad because she doesn't really have a contract, she, as usual, she baited him by saying that he can see his son. And so he was like, where's my king, and all this other stuff. And she was like, you lied again. That's all you do. You lie. I don't have that contract. They said it was a provisional trial of a contract. So until I get what I want, I guess I'll have provisional. I was like, oh my gosh. So basically she baited him there. He ain't gonna have no he's not gonna have any time with the child. The child ain't there. Tired of spirit. It's just like, nah. So anyway, you know what I'm saying? Basically, if he continues to lie to her and keeps promising her all this stuff and it's not happening, especially when it comes to her business because she's trying to build a brand, then there is no seeing your child. So I was like, oh gosh, here we go. Y'all, Amara and Titus are at the house, right? And Amara's trying to talk to him about what happened in the parking garage. Y'all, while they are literally in the middle of arguing, they get a knock at the door. Or the doorbell ring, one of the two happened. And so the police came to the house and arrested him for assaulting Damien. I'm just like, oh my gosh. And so she was like, what were you talking about? I was there. He didn't do anything. I was like, oh my gosh. So, y'all, Rondell, after the fact, after everybody done left except like the daddy, the daddy's girlfriend, and Bella's mama, who was an employee there, you know, you could tell she's still upset. It was so bad that Bella's mama went and like grabbed the rag that she was wiping the table down with. It was like, what is wrong with you? What is going on? And you know, everybody could tell that she's very upset by what has happened or whatever. And so she was just like, you ain't finna play me. I know what's going on here. You ain't gonna play me. I was like, oh gosh, here we go. Anyway, y'all, freshly sprung out of jail is Titus. And, you know, Amara and Titus are at the house. They walk in, they talking. And she was like, look, I know Damien is lying. I'm going to get down to the bottom of what's going on. And this is when Titus finally lets her know where he went. Because she was like, okay, now where did you really go the other night when you disappeared until 4:30 in the morning? And that's when he said, I went to Birmingham. I'm looking like, bruh, you went down 85 and then you ended up going down 65. Like, you did the absolute most to go to Birmingham, Alabama, sir. The most. The most. The most. He left Atlanta, Georgia and went to Birmingham. Like, I can't. He was like, look, I found somebody. I was looking for clues on what's going on with Damien and why he here. And I found somebody that was willing to talk. Do you know Lester? I forgot what his last name. But the guy, his name keeps coming up throughout this series. And so apparently he sat up there and he slept with this man's wife. And this is a pattern that he has. He will get close to somebody's wife, sleep with them, and then ruin the careers of that wife's husband. And so they were looking like, look, we're going to have to figure out what we're going to have to do because he can't just keep doing all of this. Whatever. Y'all, Bella ended up meeting with Ignacio again. Keep in mind, this man is fine. I think he's the same guy who's on Star playing the oh my gosh, the guy who owns the latest music company. I think that's him. They always have him playing some hunky guy, whether he is a villain or not in a show. But yeah, he popped back up like 48 hours after he had just met with her. And so he was like, oh, well, what's this? She had a whole like modeling situation set up. And it just displayed all kinds of stuff that she had been working on. She made all kinds of stuff. He was like, you did all this in 48 hours? She was like, yeah, just imagine if I would have had 72. So she had live models there to model the clothes that she made for him. And, you know, you could tell they hit it off well, and you could tell he into her. So I'm pretty sure she gonna win 2 ways instead of 1 after it's all said and done if she have it her way. She's the type of person that don't mind sleeping her way to the top, even though, you know, her work does speak for itself. I'm just saying, it's just gonna be an added bonus for her. So anyway, you know, she has to prove that her brand is worth taking the risk. So I'm sure that she has actually proven that in this moment, but like I said, you could tell he here for her. Anyway, Stephanie is at the house and her mama done popped up on her, and you know, she asked her how much has she been paying attention to Rondell and all this other stuff, and let her know that she's close to getting all those signatures. And then she showed her the website that the councilman set up, and then for some reason that rang a bell on the inside of Stephanie. And I figured out what it was gonna be. I was like, I wonder how she gonna pull that off though. But she has resources, so whatever. I'll tell y'all about what happened in a minute. So yeah, Rondell met up with Kent when the diner was closed, and so he was like, girl, you hot 1 minute, cold the next. What is it that you want? I don't understand. And so, you know, she was like, well, who is Desiree to you? Because she seemed like she was all into you. He was like, look, she's not just somebody who was coming by the center every now and again. We went out on a couple of dates. I realized quickly that I was not interested in her in the slightest. And I met you, and I realized that you are the woman for me. And so I was like, oh gosh, you're doing the most. So anyway, he just kept saying, you're the only one that I want. And so they started kissing, making out. And so eventually she says, my daddy's not home. He ain't gonna be here for a while. Let's go upstairs. He was like, what'd you say? Say that again. So they went and consummated their relationship and had sex for the first time. So yeah, Greg is at the house working out. You could tell he's working out some anger and frustration or whatever, but Stephanie pops up on him, and you know, he was like, yeah, I knew she couldn't resist. He already said before that she would be back, but she popped up just to let him know that everything has been handled as far as Rondell is concerned, and that it was a mistake for her to even get in bed with him. And you know, she held up her end of the bargain. That's all he needed to know. He ain't get no more of that, and he can hang that up. So, you know, she did the I wash my hands of you motion and walked away. So Bella is at the house, and she received a knock on the door, right? And it's a box that has a cake inside. When they opened it up, it had written on the cake, whore. So I was like, dang, somebody mad, ain't they? So then, you know, she tasted the cake. She was like, that's good. So she's trying not to let that faze her. And she's thinking it's from Roderick. I don't know if it's from Roderick or if it's from the mayor, or I don't know. She just be burning people left and right. I have no idea who it could have been from. I'm guessing it really is from Roderick, but ain't no telling, because old dude is scorned because he hasn't seen his child in a while. Anyway, so Rondell done woke up from her late night, early morning session with the councilman. And then she goes to look at the social media and all that stuff, and went to the website, and she saw that they made the quota that they needed in order to get the petition to be seen and noticed and eminent domain, all that good stuff to go forth. As shortly as she just saw that, a few seconds later, she gets a notification, and the notification states that over 60% of the signatures that she received have been deemed to be, what's the word they used? It started with an I can't think of it right now. But anyway, can't use them because these people do not live in their district. So she was upset about that, of course, and you know, it don't count. So I was like, oh gosh, that's messed up. But that was the episode, y'all. So anyway, I will be back with another episode of another show. So I'll see y'all in a little while. I hope y'all have a good day. Bye.